15 years after the first World Barista Championship in Monte Carlo, the WBC returns to Seattle.
From just 12
original participating countries
to the
58 national bodies we have today.
we are proud to welcome the National Barista Champions.
National Barista Champions from around the globe.
In a few days,
one of you will be crowned 2015 World Barista Champion.
welcome.
Welcome to our city.
Welcome.
Welcome to our city.
Welcome to our city.
Welcome to Seattle.
Bonjour. Bienvenue à Seattle. Bonne chance.
Vitace Velastacia.
Kwanyang Hamnida.
Привіт. سلام. به سیاتل خوش آمدید. موفق باشید.
Hallo, velkommen til Seattle. Ja. Lykke til.
Welcome.
Bene, I bene.
Benvenuto. Buona fortuna.
Konnichiwa. Seattle ni yokoso. Ganbatte kudasai.
Tervetuloa, onnea.
Onnea.
Guten Tag, velkommen in Seattle.
Oi, bem-vindo. Boa sorte.
Indi Tandra.
Kumusta?
Hello, Sharisate.
Ni hao. Wanying.
Karibu.
خوش راندنız.
Willkommen.
Hola, bienvenidos.
Dobry den.
Selamat datang.
Dobro pожаловать.
Sveke en fika.
Merhaba.
Welcome. Welcome.
Witamy. Powodzenia.
Kwanyang Hamnida.
Bem-vindo.
Konnichiwa.
Willkommen.
Tervetuloa, onnea.
Dobro pожаловать.
Welcome to our city. Welcome to Seattle.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea, welcome to the World Barista Championships Final 2015! It's great to be here in the Seattle, the home of coffee, I like to see it as, and bringing the World Barista Championships here, brought to you by World Coffee Events. This is a joint venture between the Specialty Coffee Association of America and the Specialty Coffee Association of Europe, and is the premier provider of coffee events. My name is Stephen Layton, and I'm going to be your guide over the next few hours, where we will crown our 2015 World Barista Champion. We started day one on Thursday with 49 competitors. Yesterday narrowed that down to 12, and today we have our top 6 finalists. Sponsors are the lifeblood of these competitions, and without them, we wouldn't be able to put on this amazing show. Coffee companies spend many thousands of dollars around the world every year on national and international competitions. And we must start thanking our 2015 WBC qualified equipment sponsors. Please, can you put your hands together for the amazing Nuovo Simonelli, who are our WBC qualified machine sponsor. Please, a big round of applause for these guys. I'd also like to thank our WBC qualified grinder sponsor, Mal Koenig. And our last but not least qualified cleaning sponsor, Cafito. Oh, and of course, our WBC water sponsor, because it wasn't the last one, Pentair. Big round of applause for all of our qualified sponsors, please. We must also thank our product and event sponsors that year after year continue to support the WBC. I'd like to thank, first of all, our 2015 WBC Gold sponsor, Da Vinci Gourmet. I'd also like to thank our 2015 WBC Silver sponsor, Pacific Barista Series. Keep going, guys. Come on, we can do this. We can get through it together. If we all hold hands, we can do this. I'd also like to thank our 2015 sustainability sponsor, Bun, and our digital and small wares partner, Espresso Supply, and our Origin Trip sponsor, Cafe Import. So a big round of applause for those guys, please. I'd also like to thank our 2015 WBC bronze sponsors in Espresso Parts, Monin, Hario, and Xylem for Flowjet. So a big round of applause for those, please. I'd also like to thank our official trophy and tamper sponsor in Reg Barber. and also our 2015 WBC media partners in Barista Magazine, Sprudge, Fresh Cup, Prime Creative, and of course, Roast. So big round of applause for those guys, please. Also, we have our 2015 WBC product sponsor, Pressy by Bobel and VST. We must also thank our event sponsors, as in WBC Judges Dinner, Latour and Dutch, and the barista meet and greet that was brought to us by Swiss Water Decaf and Pressy by Bobel. So please, big round of applause for all of those guys. We've also restarted an initiative in WBC Go Live this year, sponsored by the Coffee Jobs Board. You must make sure you also visit the WBC Espresso and Brew Bars. The Espresso Bar is brought to us by Reg Barber, featuring doTERRA coffees roasted from specialty coffee providers from around the world. And also don't miss out on trying the amazing espressos and watch out for the full schedule and demonstrations during the competition. And also our Brew Bar by Marco, featuring 5 manual brew methods and 15 different specialty coffee roasters from around the world, all of them leaders in their field. And as I said, we've relaunched our Go Live program this year with the help of Coffee Jobs Board. We're excited that the following cafes will be joining us down this camera on the live stream today, and they are Cafe Cargo, Coffee Project in Russia, Speedboat Coffee in USA, Isvegelo in Ecuador, Remoto Coffee Bar in China. So can we have a big round of applause for everybody that's down this camera on this stream that are watching today. And finally, don't forget to purchase your tickets for the Barista Party, for the official after party of the WBC. Tickets are available in the SCAA store right over there. The party starts tonight at 9 p.m. at Trinity Bar, and they're always quite messy. So do come prepared for that. Again, one big round of applause for all of our sponsors, please. All of our 2015 sponsors. Okay, so we are now on the verge of having our top 6 finalists and finding our 2015 finalists for this year. And I'm so excited to be able to introduce all of these baristas. I have the best job in the world. I don't have to make any coffee. I don't have to judge anybody. Yet I still get to see all these amazing performances really close up. And it's a great honor to do that. So we've, with our partners, Sprudge.com, we've made some great videos that I'd like to show you up on the screen right now. I can't. So we are joined up on stage today by some guys in the center of the table. You may know some of these people. We have, first of all, 2008 World Barista Champion, Mr. Stephen Morrissey. Round of applause for Stephen. Our 2013 Barista Champion in Pete Licata. (2007 World Barista Champion, Mr. James Hoffman. And our current World Barista Champion for the next 3 hours or so, Hideo Izaki. Please, a big round of applause for our commentary team. I'd also like to give a round of applause, please, for our head judge today, Mr. Stuart Hargy. Please, a big round of applause for Stuart. We have a sensory judges on the table of Joe Shu. We have, of course, the amazing Petra Vasala. Chechi Machibara, terrible pronunciation, you'll have to apologize to me. And of course, the wonderful Rookie Delru. And we have our technical judges of Laura Florietti.
Kim Boyd.
And Kim Boyd. Please, big round of applause for all of our judges. So, without further ado, please, I want to hear a huge round of applause for the barista champion of France, Charlotte Malaval! So, Charlotte, when you're ready, I'd love to hand the stage over to you, and I look forward to talking to you at the other side. Very best of luck.
Thank you. Judges, is everyone ready? Yes? Can I have my music, please? A barista competition is almost like going to university. It is an excellent opportunity to learn. And for me, the best way to learn is by asking questions, sharing knowledge and experiences with other passionate professionals, baristas, roasters, farmers, and I understood that so many parameters could affect the final results. And this is why I found coffee so fascinating. But I noticed one common denominator to all of these parameters impacting coffee from beginning to end. So let's discover it together by opening the transparent cover of my booklet, please. You can open the transparent cover on the booklet. Temperature. So now, judges, we're getting warm. So today, in these next 15 minutes, I would like to share with you, judges, how the temperature in several different manners has affected my coffee from the plantation all the way to your cup. So to begin my demonstration, I will start by preparing your cappuccinos and also some extraction for my signature beverage at the same time. You may turn the next page. The coffee I've selected is a yellow bourbon, but natural black honey process from the region of Apaneca in El Salvador, growing at 1500 meter altitude. This microlot is a rare mono variety originating from El Salvador and for which the producer has put a lot of effort to preserve. One of the reasons which made me choose this coffee was the amazing climatic condition of this particular area this year, where the temperature was never under 10 degrees and never above 26, which permits a perfect and consistent ripening of the cherries. The trees of the farm are exposed 6 hours a day to a full sunlight, which is stimulating the sugar development in the cherries. And the daytime high temperature of 26 degrees brings out the balance, and the high altitude slows up the maturation process, which is very important for flavor complexity.
Hello everyone, we're joined here today, myself, Stephen Morrissey, James Hoffman, Hidenori Izaki and Pete Licata. We'll be doing your live commentary for today, the finals of the 2015 World Barista Championship. You're all very welcome. Up first, we have our champion from France, Charlotte Malaval. Guys, what do you think so far?
So as the farm El Naranjo is taking care in the sugar development in the cherries, with the black honey process and the 19.4% bricks, I also have to take care in preserving the sugar in my milk. And it's also all about temperature. So to do that, I took care to not steam my milk over 55 degrees in order to preserve all the natural sugar and protein present in my milk. So this way, with the right temperature, the sweetness of my milk will be able to transfer perfectly the aromatic profile of my coffee into rich toffee flavor with note of toasted almond and a silky texture. Ladies first. This is for you, enjoy. So for the milk, I'm taking care to not caramelize the sugars, but for roasting, we use a slow caramelization. After tasting several roast profiles, we selected a very progressive temperature curve in order to keep the humidity in the bean as long as possible, permitting a more complex development of the aroma. Please enjoy.
So this is a pretty interesting routine. She's taking one idea, one theme, and teasing it out all the way through from kind of seed to cup, and that theme being temperature, playing everything from milk temperature, farm temperatures, and I'm sure a lot more to come.
So we found that by stopping 3.5 minutes after the first crack. So at 212 degrees and 12 minutes, we developed the best complexity, sweetness, and aroma. So, in order to give you the best balance, I'm using 21 grams in the basket, extracting 38 in the cup in 25 seconds for a 19% extraction. So all of these parameters, exposition to sunlight and heat, aroma development, and a proper milk temperature, together are going to increase the complexity and the sweetness of my cappuccino. With note of rich toffee, toast and almond, and a silky texture with this 55 degrees rich milk.
Yeah, I think that she's very informative. She's very concise with everything, and she has a very clear statement that she's trying to say with what she's doing and why.
I think it's fair to say also kind of a surprise finalist in as much that France have never made the finals before. I think it's also her first time at WBC, is that right?
I think it might be, and I was saying this yesterday in the semi-finals. You know, there was a trend for a while in the competition to see an awful lot of like nationalistic presence, a lot of kind of like people bringing their culture of their country to the stage, and you haven't seen it as much in recent years, and it's quite charming to see it back again.
What is so unique about this coffee? You can go to the next page. February 2nd, 2015 was the date this microlot was harvested. Not only because it was a beautiful day, but also ideal to experiment our decreasing drying process, because it was the warmest day of the period in El Salvador. So they started picking earlier at 4 a.m. in order to place the coffee on African bed at 11, and the temperature was the highest of the day, 26 degrees. This is for you, please enjoy. So here, they directly start our decreasing drying process, because from this point, the temperature was decreasing regularly to attain 15 degrees around 5 p.m. Last but not least for you. Enjoy.
Let's have a big round of applause for the cappuccinos!
I think she's the commenting about the farm things, and then this is very, very precise information, and I think that it's directly related to the her explanation is directly related to her cup of coffee.
This experiment on the bean. This slow decreasing of temperature allows the bean to create natural tunnels from the center to the exterior side, permitting to the humidity which is inside to escape faster and uniformly, keeping the fiber of the bean intact and avoiding any fermentation. So on the second day, because we wanted to have a temperature control, we decided to use a mechanical drying system to keep the temperature at 15 degrees for 10 days. So unlike most of mechanical dryers at higher temperature which destroys aroma, this slow and progressive process respects complex aroma. So judges, as you know, the black honey process gives to the cup an amazing sugar content. But most of all, this homogeneous and progressive drying gives to the cup an amazing cleanness and clarity. So judges, in this yellow bourbon, you will find a round, juicy body. And it's impossible to forget the sweetness of this coffee, which offers a wide palette of aroma. This is due in part to the variety, but also to the different phases, from the uniform selected picking to the black honey process, the decreasing drying, and of course, an adapted roasting profile.
I think it's very interesting because she's mentioning about the mechanical drying.
My espresso will be evaluated in 3 sips with 3 different temperatures. So first, I will ask you to smell the marzipan aroma. In the first sip, you will feel a bright sweet lime acidity with an amazing clean finish. Before taking the second sip, please stir again your espresso to help decrease slightly the temperature. And this time, please take a slower sip to coat your entire tongue. And here, you will find the sweet balance of stone fruits with a rounder acidity. And please, wait for me before taking the third sip.
Well, this is it. Mechanical drying is never really associated with quality. Usually mechanical dryers are used on cheaper commoditized coffees, and she's doing something quite different here by using one very slowly, very carefully, instead of how they're traditionally used. So that was quite surprising.
It was very surprising. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of producers trying to do mechanical dryer, but most of all, the result is not like coming up very well. So just very curious.
It's also quite heartening to see somebody using just a pulp natural bourbon here. I mean, competitions often become kind of coffee character shows, and so a lot of geishas often.
You may taste as necessary, but please leave some espresso in the bottom of each cup because I need it for a little experiment we will do afterward for the third sip. Ladies, please enjoy.
Yeah, I think with mechanical drying, you know, I think that really the key here, and I think what it seems like she's focused on is the consistency. And I think that if you can do the controls properly, people really are seeing and believing that they can make a better, superior product.
Well, I believe it's a practice too to use mechanical drying for some of the process. You might dry at a certain percentage and finish it on dry beds or on patios as well.
So now, I will pour the remaining espresso into frozen cup. So by giving a temperature shock, the espresso will develop new aroma with a heavier body, syrupy mouthfeel, and a new yellow plum acidity. So please, judges, swirl the cup and enjoy the third profile of my espresso.
So she's focusing on the temperature differences, and then I hope I can, drink this coffee. We will. That's amazing.
We've seen decanting a couple times before, people using it as a way to get judges to mix the espresso, to stir it thoroughly so you'd get a more homogeneous tasting experience. Here she's using it in a different kind of playful way, and I think it would be fun. It's as an experience for a judge. It's enjoyable to have someone kind of guide you through these tastings.
This experiment with my espressos because it will drive us directly on the perfect way to experiment my signature drink, where the main ingredient is the temperature. So we are going to mix and match the different plum flavors that we experiment at different temperatures in my espressos, in order to experiment all what my coffee has to offer. So this dripper represents the warm part of my espresso, characterized by a clean, fruity peach sweetness we found in a second sip. So I would like to contrast this sweetness by bringing in some acidity like we found in the cold sip, by adding 6 centiliters of dry yellow plums reduction to 3 espressos. The dry yellow plums also make the parallel to the black honey process, where the yellow turns to black and through maturation, the sugar are concentrated and the body enhanced. The other dripper represents the cold part, which develops a brighter acidity and plum flavor in the cold sip, which is typical of the variety, but also to the high altitude. So I would like to add 2 centiliters of dry peaches reduction to 3 more espresso, in order to rounding out this acidity, adding body, bringing sweetness and peach fruitiness, characteristic of the warm sips.
Beautiful color settings, let and brew, and it's really easy to understand.
I choose this ingredient not to replicate the characteristic of my espresso, but to highlight and contrast them in order to find the best balance. This will give you an impression of the many flavor profiles that temperature can give to my coffee once it's in the cup. So judges, I will ask you to take a sip of the warm preparation. Clean, sweet, and fruity. Where the acidity of the dry yellow plums are contrasting the sweetness of the warm characteristics. And then, take a sip of the cold, refreshing round acidity and nice body. Where the sweetness of peaches are balancing the acidity of the cold characteristics. And now, in order to give you the full experience of my coffee, I would like to bring all of these qualities from the different temperatures and different flavors together into one. Separately, each have its positive characteristics, but together they will create a new synergy and balance, with a sweet soft attack with flavor of stone fruits, complex and pleasurable acidity, and a nice mouthfeel. So please, judges, swirl the glass and take at least 2 sips in order to enjoy the full spectrum of my coffee. This is the perfect equation of all the temperature parameters that have affected my coffee since the beginning, underlining the unique qualities of this yellow bourbon from El Salvador. Enjoy.
She's got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left, so all drinks are down, served. Very controlled, calm performance, not rushed. She's got some time now. She can clean, or she can use it to talk to the judges and give a kind of summary and really drive home the key points from her presentation.
And now, I would like to bring you to the last page of my presentation, where I ask myself, in all of that, what is the most important aspect of temperature? What is really important is the temperature of service, which is the temperature of the barista, who can give you a really great cup of coffee or an unforgettable one. By sharing his passion for the same cup, the barista can change the perception of the customer to give them a truly unique experience. Thank you, judges. Time.
Let's hear it for the barista champion of France, Charlotte Malaval.
Finished in plenty of time there in at 14:30, and I think you'll hear from us next as we head up to stage after her interview to taste some coffee.
Wow. What a team.
Yeah, you see that?
They're
so lucky.
awesome. So,
They are the best.
how was that?
It was amazing. One of the best experiences of my life, really.
You seem to be enjoying yourself
Yeah.
an awful lot up there.
I like it so much.
Tell me, what's the coffee scene like in France? What kind of if we come visit tomorrow,
Yeah, you have
what can we expect?
In France, the level is improving so much. I'm so proud to represent the France today in this World Barista Championship because I guess now we're improving every day. And the SCIA is doing so much great thing. It's really thanks to them if I'm here today because they bring me there, they were training me, give me the best help I can wish. So I'm so lucky, and really you have to visit France because the level is getting really high.
That's fantastic. That sounds really great. So, what was your inspiration to get involved in barista competition? What was your motivation? Why did you want to compete?
So first of all, I wanted to compete because for me, as I said in my presentation, is the best way to learn things. And I improve myself so much faster when I'm preparing a competition. And I'm lucky to have an amazing coach. So he teaches me so much things. And this is what I like the most, is to learn. And this is why I like this coffee industry, because even I was talking to the World Barista Champion, and they are telling, even if you're the World Barista, you're still learning, and it's not stopping there. So you're like, I love it.
That's fantastic. So, what's he like working with Schnappo over there, Francesco? So he's been helping you with the coffee.
Yeah, with the coffee, and he roasted my coffee with the artigianale. So I have to say a big thanks to them, because if I'm here today with this amazing coffee, it's thanks to Francesco, Emilio. Thank you, Emilio, for this amazing coffee. And the artigianale, so thank you so much.
So I've got asked to ask you a question from Twitter. So you're working as an independent at the moment.
Yes.
You're not working for a big company. Yeah. How difficult has it been for you to fund, all of these? Because you've got a whole set of equipment on your table here.
It's all about my team. I mean, they were helping me since the beginning to create all of this concept, and I cannot do that alone. It's really because we are creating an amazing team, and this is really about that, being like a big team. So thank you, friends.
Is there anybody that's at home there that may be watching on the stream that you want to say thanks to? It's about 7, 8 o'clock at night at home now, so I'm sure there'll be people watching that you want to say hi to.
The artigianale, I love you. And for sure, my team is here, so I want to make a big hug to them. Hermes, my baby, I miss you.
Oh, that's so sweet. So, do you want to kind of go and meet these guys here? Oh, no, one second. We're going to do that in a moment. So, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself.
Yeah, too much.
So keen to go and see our barista champions over there.
Wow.
So, another question I got asked online was, what happens if you win today? What do you think the first thing you'll do with being the World Barista Champion?
Oh my God. I will just keep pushing myself and keep learning, because I think it's the most important thing. And if you have the World Barista Champion, you have to really continue to push yourself, because it's not done at this point.
And indeed, a round of applause for that one. So, use the coffee from El Salvador. I'm a coffee guy. I love to always hear about the coffee. Can you tell me a little bit about it? I would love to later for sure, but you can tell me a little bit about how you found it and how Emilio came to be working as part of your team.
Yeah, you work with Francesco, and with this coffee, it's like really something new, because they created a new experiment. I'm talking about the drying process, and this decreasing drying is something like really new, I guess, in this. So it's like an experiment, as I said, and This is a really special thing about this coffee, and for sure it's amazing quality. So the yellow bourbon is, you will taste it, it's so sweet.
And what process is it that you've used?
It's
and
a
what
balcony
varietal?
process.
Okay,
Yeah.
brand new process. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, pulp natural balcony process with this deep freezing drying is giving such an amazing cup.
That's fantastic. So this is your first time at World Barista stage. Have you competed in France in previous competitions?
Yeah, I competed last year
Yeah.
in the national, and I was third place. And I came back thanks to Francesco, because at the beginning I didn't want to compete at all. And he came to me and was like, yeah, you have to do it this year again. And I was like, okay, yes, I cannot miss it, because it is an amazing experience, and I'm so happy and so lucky to be here today, and I appreciate it.
Well, I was so happy to see
it. It was amazing.
If you'd like to go and join our champions at the moment, I'd like to find somebody in the audience called... anybody seen Marcus anywhere? Where's Marcus?
You want to taste some coffee?
Ah, Marcus. Hello, Marcus.
Hello. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Good day. I'm here along with the 2013 World Barista Champion, Pete Licata, to talk about something very interesting. For those of you folks sitting here in the aisles, we're going to do a little Sally Jesse Raphael style, where we're going to talk to somebody in the audience and actually invite them to come on stage after the competitor's performance for the guest commentator position. 3 World Barista Champions will actually join this person on stage. So anyone interested in joining the competitor after their performance to taste some of their drinks, ask them any questions that they might have, please sit behind their station in each of the audience sections too. We'll be up here meeting folks, finding the right person to invite to the stage too, as well as making sure we're getting the crowd hyped up the way we do it in America. How we all doing? That's right. We'll work on that a little bit too. Let's first, Pete Licata, let's find our first person to have joined some of the past World Barista Champions on stage.
Absolutely.
Anybody here looking to taste some tasty drinks? Fantastic drinks. Hello, hello. Hi, what's your first name?
Giovanna.
Giovanna. Is this your first barista competition?
Yes, it is.
Are you excited to be here?
I'm absolutely thrilled.
And fantastic. What about this competition makes it so compelling to watch?
I mean, I think it's everything that they have to do in that short amount of time, and how impressive it is, every move that they make while explaining everything that they're doing is just, it's almost like their own one-person symphony.
Absolutely. They're up there so poised and so elegant. Why don't I have you stand up here real quick? How would you feel about joining some of the past World Barista Champions on stage to get to taste some tasty drinks, ask the barista some questions, get really engaged there in the process?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, one of a kind. Let's go ahead and give her a round of applause as Pete takes her down to the stage.
Let's go on down here.
Again, she'll be joining 3 of the past World Barista Champions on stage, tasting some fantastic coffees, of course, brought to us by Charlotte, and really kind of concluding from her performance too. Each competitor, we will be doing this afterwards. I'll be going into each section, making sure that we find someone that's really eager to get on stage then too.
So have a seat right over here. Meet these guys. Sometimes.
Hey. All right, are you happy to make us some coffee now? Is that it? Hey, she's happy. We'll presume so.
Are you plugged in? You have power? Hi, everybody. Lovely to see you all here. Hi.
So Charlotte's just getting her microphone as she's wants to get the microphone off as soon as possible, so she's just going backstage to fetch that microphone. So guys, what's it like to be back on stage?
So good. We were just saying we missed the judges' table. We missed this. We're used to being there, but I've judged before. You've judged before, James? And Hide, did you do any judging at all? So Hide, the current world barista champion. For a few more hours.
A few more hours, almost expiring, but yeah, a few more hours. I've got a few hours, but I'm so glad to be here because I always dreaming one day I want to be sitting down here and want to see competitors, and it's amazing atmosphere here.
So, tell everybody here what did you do in your year as world barista champion?
This year is a lot of learning opportunity for myself, and
Can I make some?
I've been traveling all over the world, as you guys done already, and then meeting obviously a lot of new people, and making friends and sharing the ideas, experiences, and a lot of learning opportunity. It was very, very nice year. Thank you very much for everyone who supported me in this year. Even though I'm expiring a little bit soon, but sad, but I'm so happy to be seeing those amazing competitors.
Giovanni, what's it like to be sitting there at that table?
Can somebody pinch me, please? I wasn't even supposed to be here. I had somebody cancel last second, and I bought my plane ticket on Wednesday. So this whole experience, the SCA, the show floor, watching the baristas has been amazing.
Is it scary looking at all these faces? Because these guys are all used to it now.
I could not imagine competing, and my nerves would be just shaking. I feel like I'd probably spill coffee all over the counter.
And so Charlotte,
Yeah.
you're done. It's
Now, yes,
you
it's
did
done.
it. It was
Just
fantastic.
making some 4 more shots.
Just for.
4 shots. That's
But
all
we're
you
not
need.
we're not judging you. We just get the wonderful. So I know you just spoke about your coffee an awful lot, but tell us again. It's a pulp natural,
Yeah, pulp natural, exactly.
and from El Salvador.
Yeah, from El Salvador, from the farm it's called El Naranjo. And it's in the Apanica region, close to Guatemala.
And
it's a special microlot that they did especially for this competition. And Francesco came there to check and pick the coffee. I didn't see.
And tell us, how did you start finding the coffee, deciding what coffee you wanted to use?
Yeah, we wanted to make something really new because what is important is in the barista competition is to bring something new in this world of coffee. So even for me, it was like learning so much things. By training for this competition, I learned so much. And I keeping saying that in the beginning, but this is why I'm so excited to compete, and I'm so excited to learn more and more and more, and I love it. So yeah.
So tell me more. You decided the sort of theme of your competition was temperature. Why? What brought you to this point? What made you want to get up and talk about this for 15 minutes?
What is so passionate in coffee is that you're changing just one little parameter. It could be like the variety, the altitude, or whatever. It's changing completely the coffee. So if you're changing just one parameter, for example. But the temperature is the parameter which is coming back and back and back from the bean to the tree to the harvesting and the cup, and the roasting is also about temperature. So we were like, okay, we have to do something with this concept because it's the only parameter which is impacting the coffee from the bean and to the cup. So in each steps you have something about temperature. So we wanted to talk about that.
It's great. That coffee is just super sweet.
Yeah, you see?
Right?
It's amazing. It's like drinking honey. The first time I drink it, I was like, no, you put something in this cup. It's not possible to be that sweet.
And what do you think?
Last question for me for now. But what was the biggest moment of learning for you for this competition so far? What's the biggest thing you've taken away from getting this all the way up to the world stage in the finals today?
It's like training, like when you are doing sports, you are training every day, training on the routine, like trying different way and trying different coffee also, but with different roasting. I learned so much about that also. So for me, it's so complete. I mean, the barista competition is the most complete. So you have to know how to serve, the technical part is also very important, but the most important part is in the cup. And you have to find the best way to give it the best way it is.
So we weren't sure. Is this the first time France has been in the finals?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Wow. The first time France has been in the finals of the World Barista Championship. That's fantastic.
Yes, I'm so happy and so proud. Yeah, really.
I want to ask, did you like the coffee?
It was amazing. I definitely see what you're talking about. It almost tastes like, did they put something in there? It's so sweet and so it fills your mouth.
The balance is
so beautifully.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, this coffee is so sweet. When you take a sip, and then it's amazing sweetness, like a sugar cane.
And when it's cooling down, you'll see it's changing so much.
All right, I've
Wait
got
a little
instructions.
bit, and
This is just a stone flutes flavors, like sparkling in the back in the mouth. In the aftertaste, it's very clean. And let me say this, but I love your introduction. Learning coffee is almost going to university.
Yeah, it's that.
I like it.
It's all about learning. The coffee industry is, we are all keeping us pushing the level high, and we are learning from each other. It was the most best experience I have in my life.
It's amazing that. It's amazing that the this. I'm guessing though. I'm guessing this coffee is from the El Naranjo.
Yes.
And the El Naranjo is the producer is called Emilio.
Emilio, yes.
Emilio, eh?
Where is he?
He's here.
He's here.
Oh, he's here.
Emilio, where are you?
¿Dónde está Emilio?
Oh, he left.
Back to the farm. But yeah, it's it's great, that you're bringing the producer is also here and watching your routines. And I'm guessing again, and Leila, the former U.S. champion last year, was also using Emilio coffee last year, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Ah,
They told me, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, you didn't use that
I
coffee
didn't use
before.
that coffee, no. But it's a beautiful coffee.
It is.
For sure.
So tell us about, back home. Like, what is your day-to-day? What is, what do you do?
I'm doing a lot of events, working for the coffee machines and all this business, and also the trainings. I'm a SCA trainer, so I'm doing the certifications. I'm planning to go to the plantations, and that's my turn to pick my coffee now. So.
And how is the coffee culture in France these days? Where do you live in France?
I live in the south of France,
Okay.
in Marseille. I don't know if you know.
Marseille, yeah.
Yes, and the level, we are improving very fast. So the level was really, really low in France and all of this country, but now the people start to talk about specialty coffee. And I guess that competition is the best way to bring that quality to common people. We have to make it accessible to everybody. So now people are starting to get interested in this specialty coffee industry. And we're getting very.
And so, for people who haven't been to Marseille, haven't been to France, what is the cafe culture in France is so famous? People think French cafes, it's huge, but what is the coffee like? What are French coffee traditions?
Yeah, it depends on the place. You have to go to a specialty coffee shop to find really good coffee. But the other place, they don't really. It's
Café au lait and kind
Café au lait, yeah, you get it.
And is
the
café au lait
long, long espresso? We call it the French coffee. It's like a full espresso cup, like with 40 seconds or.
And how is a café au lait? I don't know. Is it a bowl? Is it a large?
Yeah, it's like a bowl, like a mug,
Like a 12 ounces or like?
Yes, something like this, like bigger than a cappuccino.
And so, why do you think? What has happened to change the standard? And if you think there's more and more places now happening in France doing great coffee, and obviously the fact that you're here in the finals is a
great.
Testimony to that.
Yes,
it's amazing.
It's great. I hope it's gonna continue to bring the level very higher. And I have an amazing team which are really working out for the SCA France. So we are all in the same mood of bringing the specialty coffee on the top in France.
That's fantastic.
So Charlotte. Giovanna here has a question for you, actually.
I wanted to know, your signature drink was so interesting, focusing on temperature. How did you come up with that concept for it, and kind of how long did it take you exploring other options before you settled here?
Yeah, it's taking a lot of weeks of trying and wasting, say no, it's horrible. But we were, the signature drink, because
I know.
It's complicated to make a good signature drink, but the concept is about temperature. So we are talking about all the steps in temperature, but the final one is what is changing in the cup when the cup is cooling down or something like this. So we wanted to show how the coffee is reacting in the warm part and the cold part. So instead of if you have coffee with, I did that for the French Barista Championship. I was having a coffee with an amazing black tea aroma. So I was like, okay, I will put black tea in my signature beverage. But it's not that interesting now. I wanted to balance, contrast. Instead of replicate the ingredients, I wanted to find something which can completely balance the characteristics. So the cold part is like the acidic part, like sweet acidity, but I wanted to balance it with the peaches, which are sweet. So I have a total entire beverage which is balanced for the warm, for the cold, and the warm also, because the warm, the characteristic is the sweetness, like peaches, which is amazing. So we wanted to contrast by bringing the acidity, and the acidity is coming by the dry yellow plums. And I like it because there is really a link between my espresso course and my signature beverage. So I'm making the experience of the espresso with 3 sips, and the last one is the cold sip. So I'm doing approximately the same with my signature beverage, but by adding some ingredients to really emphasize each part.
So, quick question. Seattle's very different to Marseille. What have you had a chance to get out and explore the city? Have you found things that are interesting that you want to bring home in terms of culture?
We are staying 10 more days here, so I will, because I didn't have any time to visit Seattle, so now I will take 10 days to see all the coffee shops and the coffee culture here, because coffee is a cultural product at the beginning. It's the way you are drinking coffee and the way you are making it. It's all about your culture. So I love to explore different ways.
Well, look, I think your routine, you finished your routine saying how, good drinks are fantastic and all the, way temperature affects it, but if the service isn't warm.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that your energy right now, I feel so at home just sitting here with you. And it's so comfortable, and your energy didn't change who you were on stage to who you are right now. It's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
the coffee is
you.
fantastic. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
We're going to pass over to Steve. Let's hear it again from the national champion of France, everybody. Big round of applause, please.